too, because you're going to have to get that done too. And I'm busy, so I'm trying to get this done. All right, first things first, my name is Kenneth Bird. My company is ILEG Technology Screens. And the reason why I take this to heart, and for a lot of people, you know, well, why are you so interested? Because this guy did this to us. This guy went in and touched their copyrights. He did a lot of nasty stuff to my company. He went out and made false rumors. This is a person that should not be allowed in the United States. And I stand by that 100%. And you can see by his action, things he's done down through time, he has really broke every law in the book. And keep in mind, he makes his own people look bad because, you know, you got people that come over here and they're trying to do right by their kids. They're trying to get that better life. They're trying to get the American dream. They call it the American dream. And it's hard for them to acquire that if you got people out here doing this kind of stuff that's interfering with their dreams. So, the fellow's name is Jamie Fernando Gonzalez. His address and everything is posted on California LLC search because he applied for a LLC, which he actually committed crimes on that one too. He committed perjury on the LLC and it was removed. He had problems with it. He couldn't fill out certain documents because, again, he didn't do his job right. But anyway, he still committed perjury on it. I got to contact them too also. So he thinks at the end of the day that he's a victim. He thinks, oh, perfect Mexican Trump. I tell you, he is a perfect he's the victim now. And he feels he did nothing wrong. Okay, see this number right here, Jamie? This is who we contacted. You have on your table several Pokemon items that belong to Nintendo. And you went out and you made money off of them because we can see a customer holding one in their hand showing that they bought one from you. So with that being said, let me go over here and pull this real quick. I'm going to post the text because we're in his register is already duplicated. So we're in there gathering up some last information for that one because he's gotten himself in some trouble too. All right, here we go. This is stuff that's posted to one of our sites here, which shows everything, all the activity that's going on, what he was doing. All this stuff is rebounced back over to law enforcement officers. Now, keep in mind, all this stuff you can't remove because, again, as I said before, this is permanently on the site right here. All right, let me see. I'm going to change this out. Cardboard PC Kingdoms want to change out to something else. And I'm going to change this on to trademark scammers. So guess what? We got a new blacklist coming up. And our blacklist involves working with California. Actually, any agency we're going to do because I'm tired of this mess, man. People ripping off the U.S. You know, it ain't right for people to steal from us. But, you know, you got people who support that nonsense. Even U.S. citizens who support that nonsense. So let's see right here. Keep going. Stuff right here. I think we posted pictures, all that stuff we posted. We're going to contact these people too. I guess the company who owns for Jason's for their mask, who has the right for that, we got to contact them. I looked up, did all the research on this machine. Not designed for that. Contacted the owners who made the machine, asked them questions about where you should be operating them at, the kind of fumes they give off, all that information. Yeah, this is it right here. There we go. That belongs to Nintendo. That's Nintendo's property right there. So it shows that you sold. Right here it says, first day, blessed. How are you blessed? And you stealing from people, you stealing from companies at the end of the day, but you're going to sit there and say you're blessed? You got a nerve to put holy God into this nonsense at the end of the day and put down you're blessed? So you're bragging you made $3,900 something on your first day, ripping off licensed companies at the end of the day. That's what you did. Look, good luck on that. That's the reason why you got that option now coming up. Either you're going to walk in there to California police and have this conversation with them, or they can have the conversation with you. Either way. But now you're going to contact Nintendo, because I put a due date up there, which should be done by Monday. If you feel you didn't do anything wrong, you should have no problem contacting Nintendo and saying, hey, look, that right there is a Pokemon. And you sold it without their permission. So, right there you see it's proof and have a nerve to say bless. Let me tell you something. What part of God blesses evil at the end of the day? You got him and the devil mixed up. What part does God bless at the end of the day that's doing something? I'm going to bring this to the church. I got a church I go to. We're going to run a sermon on this at the end of the day, Jamie, on how people have a habit of basically taking the Lord's word in vain, taking the Lord's name in vain and going and saying bless. How would God be blessing stealing? Do you know that's one of the 10 commandments? Thou shalt not steal. It's in the Bible. God talks a lot about stealing in the Bible. If those people that were in that church that were ripping off God, they were calling themselves making these special sacrificial lambs. If you paid more money, you were guaranteed to get forgiven. God forgives who he chooses to forgive. Ain't no man have a right to basically just say, well, you know, this, that, and that. You know how dangerous that is? So you to put there, I'm blessed? No, God looked at that and says, no, you're not blessed, you're cursed. Because you took hand with the devil. You laid in bed with the devil. So this is a Pikachu, as you can see. Not a Pikachu, but it's a Pokemon item being sold right here. And it shows right here, he says, bless. So this is what I want you to do. I want you to contact these people right here. Because we already have. I did it live. I went and I contacted them. You're going to click on there. That's the number. You're going to reach out to them. You're going to give them your address. We already have your address, James. You have your address. They know where you live. They have the whole 9 years. Everything on you. Matter of fact, we got to reach back out to them because I got to confirm email back, ask them to confirm everything. We're going back and to confirm again. It must be going to legal now. So you reach out to them and you explain to them and you show them what you've been printing up. And let's see 100% if you're innocent. If you didn't do anything wrong, if there's nothing you did wrong, reach out to them. And I want to see it live. Everything you're going to do, you're going to do it live. We're all going to see it. This right here is legal department. That's who we contacted. That's who you're going to reach out to. And it's the real one. Yes, it is. I was surprised and shocked we got a chance to talk to somebody because usually you can't most of the time. But yeah, you're going to reach out to them. That's who you're going to contact. Because that's who we reached out to, Jamie. And they got all your information. Know where you live at, the whole 9 yards. You know what the lawyers are going to do? They're going to do a background check on you. They're going to dig up everything on you. And they're going to find out you're undocumented. You know what they're going to do? They're going to contact an ICE enforcement unit to come get you. Because that means that you went in and you basically took their product and made money off of it. Did you pay them anything? Did you pay them any of that money? Anything you just printed out of that apartment, did you pay these people any of that money? You did not, did you? All right then. Then guess what? Either you meet them or they meet you. Either way, they're going to come out and get you. See, this is what I'm talking about when we have people like Oatmeal that want to contact us and say, oh, you're doing it wrong. You shouldn't leave him alone. He should have a right to do this and do that. It's the reason why America is the way it is because people like that who stand by and allow nonsense to go on. How would you feel if the people who fought for the country, our servicemen and women, sat there and watched people attack our company and said, you know what? I'm not even going to bother in this. I'm not going to fight, whatever. I'm not doing any of this whatsoever. I'm just going to sit here and just let the enemy just roll over America and destroy whatever they want, enslave us, do whatever they want to do to make a difference. You got so much blood that was spilled on American soil, on other soil, for soldiers going in and fighting for that freedom, that flag, so you can go in and live the life you live. And yet you have someone come over here and do this to us. I'm not saying go against and say no, it's not every Mexican. Never do that at the end of the day. No, it's that Mexican. It's that Mexican at the end of the day that did it. The rest of them, leave them be, because they didn't do anything. If you're out there committing crime, you're a criminal, just like an American citizen. If an American citizen, you can't say because an American citizen robbed the bank that every single American citizen can't be trusted in a bank because they'll rob it. That's what he's trying to do. He's trying to cluster himself in with the innocent. That's what he's trying to do. I didn't do anything wrong at all. I'm innocent. There's nothing wrong with what I'm doing. He's just doing this because he's jealous and upset. Nobody, I'm upset with the fact that you're ripping off our country. That's what I'm upset about. I got servicemen and women in my family. They fought and bled for that flag at the end of the day. They fought so I can have freedom. That's what they fought for. You, on the other hand, are nothing like that whatsoever. And you come over here for a country that they bled and they fought for and do this nonsense? And then we got Americans who have a nerve to contact me and get upset with me because I stood for what's right? Yeah, okay. Do me a favor. pack your stuff and get the freak out of America. That's what you do, because you don't belong here. Now, to sit there and say, for those of you that are racist and ignorant at the end of the day, and say that, oh, well, no, it's not all Mexicans, it's this Mexican. Because that's the same thing you would say about the Germans and the Jews. Oh, all Germans are Nazis. That's disrespectful on so many levels. No. If you crack a history book ever so once in a while, and some of you don't do it at all, some of you probably never even touched the book before. When you crack that book, you will realize that they were Germans who literally, in the middle of all that chaos, risked their lives to hide away Jews, so that enforcers, and they had these enforcers that were involved with with Hitler. There were a group of young teenagers and kids. They were these brass knuckles, and they would beat to death Jews. A lot of horrible stuff went on, and they hid these people. Now, if they were caught, they'd been tortured, probably far worse than them. But they did that. They did that because it was wrong, that they thought what Hitler was doing, the ethnic cleansing, was wrong. Every race, you'll have a group of people that will stand up and fight. And every race, you'll have a group of people that'll just be rotten apples. Jamie's a rotten apple. That's what he is. Never go in and blame the Mexican people for his actions. You blame him. And again, I can't express this enough. Don't go out and attack him. Don't go out and say, be rude and be nasty at the end of the day. Express how you feel at the end of the day on what he's doing to your country. But don't take it down that road. Because then again, at the end of the day, that makes you even worse. Than you want to be American, you want to represent the flag, but you don't want to come off like that. Be civilized at the end of the day. Don't go down that road. As much as I don't like what he did, I don't. I have a company myself. He did it to me. I have my copyrights. I worked hard for Jamie. I worked hard for everything I have in here. I worked hard for it. Very hard for it. And I had to suffer as I did. When I went through that lung disease and I was suffering with that lung disease, I still worked for my business at the end of the day. And for you to come in and touch my work and call myself fake and phony and all this stuff, I worked hard to build my company. And you come in and do that to me. And I'm glad that all this is being exposed because people can see what kind of thief you are at the end of the day. Ripped off Frankenstein. Beloved Frankenstein, ripped it off. Made money off their name. Didn't pay them a red cent. So I want you to do us all a favor. I want you to contact these people right here, because they're going to reach out to you either way. And I want you to tell them at the day what you've been doing, show them what you've been doing, what you've been selling, the money you've been making off their property, and you see at the end of the day if they don't come down and have you arrested right there on the spot. So if you didn't do anything wrong, and you feel that at the end of the day that you are being singled out because of your race, and that ICE was called on you for the simple fact that you did nothing wrong whatsoever, then you contact these people and prove it to us. Because, Jamie, if you don't, and you ignore this, they're still coming to you. You can't get around this. All right, I'm expecting this one done too, before the 25th. Live demonstration, we want to hear. Matter of fact, you got to do it on Monday. So do it on Monday, get it done. And when you're done with that, we have Baldwin Park code enforcement. I know a person down there. I just got finished up with some people down there. I sent them all the information on you. Feel free to contact them too. Easy to reach them. As a matter of fact, it's right there. You can reach right out to them. You call them at this number right here at the bottom. This is where you reach out to them. You call them. And you explain to them what's going on in your apartment, what you're doing. Now, the police are connected to this one, and code enforcement are connected to this one. You reach out to them. Since you want to go out and put out this thing that I'm racist, and I attacked you for no reason at all, and that for some reason that I singled you out, and you didn't do anything wrong, then go up. Go show me at the end of the day. It's right there. Reach out to them. I expect to see that one done. All of us expect to see it done. And again, I'm explaining this to you again one more time. Don't hide anything in your apartment. We don't want to see anything missing. Leave the machines where they are, because if you remove anything in that apartment, clearly shows that you're trying to hide evidence, and evidence is not going to help you because they got all your information. I sent everything about you to them. Pictures, demonstrations, videos, all that was sent to them. Machines that were being operated, stuff that was being printed, everything, the whole 9 yards. So this is what you do. Contact them and Prove me that I'm wrong. You claim I'm a racist, right? Then prove me that I'm a racist. I'm all those things. Everything I did, I singled you out. You did nothing wrong. You're completely innocent. You did nothing wrong. And while you're being nothing wrong and you're completely innocent, don't remove anything out of that apartment. Leave everything intact, because if we see anything missing, we see any excuses about this, that, and the other, it clearly shows that you are scared and you're hiding stuff now. Leave everything there. Leave everything in storage, the whole 9 yards. As a matter of fact, tell us the storage number. If you feel you did nothing wrong, you should have no problem in informing us what storage number you have. So I'm looking forward to that too. So I'm going to put another video out requesting your storage number. Since you feel you did nothing wrong, right? You have nothing to hide. Then you can show us the building that you're at, and you can show us the storage number. I'm going to request that on Sunday. This is why I explained to you at the end of the day, we could have let them handle this, but now we're going to let you confess it all now. So either way you're going to tell them, or either way you're going to tell YouTube and the world, you're going to tell somebody, but it's going to happen either way. There's no way around this. You know it's still going to happen. So since you want to label me as a racist and all these things I'm supposed to be, and you're an innocent guy, and you didn't do anything wrong, then you should have no problem giving us the storage name, the storage unit that you have it at, because we can't go in there and take anything out of there. It's impossible. You have the key. The only one can get in there. The code key. Code key to go in, code key to go out. I had one. I showed one in the demonstration. I had to move up here, and I showed the unit that I walked into, that I was in, and where I was at, and the number. I had no problem showing that. I was just storing my stuff in there for my work. Basically, just projectors and camera equipment. So, yeah, I have no problem with showing off my unit. So I need you to go in there and show off the name of the place you have, and also show off the number where the products are at. If you have nothing to hide. So I'm going to request that on Sunday, including with the code enforcement. All right, with that being said, contact Nintendo so we can all hear this and talk to them and say, hey, give me your full name. They got your name and information anyway, so it's no use in faking anything. They have it all. And tell them what you're doing. So I'm printing out your licensed material on my 3D printer in my apartment, and I'm selling it. So how do you think that's going to work out? And for oatmeal at the end of the day, like I said, you want to contact our phone and say he didn't do anything wrong and he's an innocent man, and you're basically coming after him for nothing. Well, if that's the case, then he should have no problem backing you up 100% by contacting Nintendo of America Incorporation and having that conversation for you, at the end of the day. He's going to back you up 100%. You believe that? Yeah, get used to being thrown under the bus. Man, this guy's going to go under the bus to end up in 6-lane traffic with 6 more buses coming down on top of him. He ain't calling that number, because he knows at the end of the way he counterfeited. That's why. That's why he can't call him. But we'll give Jamie that option. See, the same thing. We give him always the option. Network Grade 773, what did I do, Jamie? I said your stuff match, right? I said that the Cinemax that a customer sent to us because you sent us black paint with a hole punctured in the side of it, so a delivery leak, which again got you in a lot of trouble with the post office. They're going to be, also I got to inform them on that too. Anyway, so, and then you got charges with FBI, you got charges with the Allentown Police Department. It's a mess. He's got a lot of stuff going on. But anyway, as I said before, now I was going to say from here. Yeah, so you sent us we paid for something from you, and you sent us black paint. Regardless, we paid for something, and this is the reason why I got the post office charge slammed on him. So with that being said, a customer came in and saw what he did and didn't like it. Now I say all of Jamie's followers are, no, not all of his followers are bad. No, we had a customer come in. They should have called this nonsense out. They should have, definitely, but they didn't. So that's failure on their behalf. Let that nonsense go on. American citizens watching somebody rip their country off. Yeah, you need to get out. You need to pack your stuff and get out. You got any armed service men and women in your family, you need to go over and apologize to them and tell them what you did. Because they're over there fighting for you, and you did that nonsense at the end of the day. No one called them. We're the only ones that called in on it. The only ones. Anyway. So he saw that nonsense, didn't like what he did. He said, that's disrespectful. He said, my time, if you bought something, that's what you got. So he sent us his. We got his over here. Jamie wanted to the super rant. Oh, that's not my product. He made it. He printed out the labels, blah, 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 blah. We put it against Network Gray. It matches. We put it against the personal mix. It matches. We put it against the hybrid mix. It matched. We put it against the Metallica 2.0. We had bought one, and we had a customer bring one into us. It matched both of them. Now we're looking at this stuff like, You can slide this off a shelf and do the same thing. This guy's ripping people off. Again, he goes into a rant. That's not my product. My product would never match. It would never do that. Blah, 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 blah. 6 months go by. We constantly ask him over and over again to do it. He refuses to do it. His customers start doing it now to shut me up. They find out it matches. They start screaming at him. He finally does the demonstration to shut them up. Gets on camera, talks all this nonsense as he usually does, and then turns around and says that, yeah, the only thing this stuff that's good for is basically primer. And what happened, Jamie, when that camera came on? Your screen matched. It blended in perfectly. It did. I'm going to show you. Show you the good old-fashioned blacklist. Match perfectly on camera. That surprise, that look he had of confidence, was the equivalent of watching a deer get caught in the headlights of a tractor trailer. Now here come the excuses. Here comes the waving in front of it, blocking the screen with his body constantly all the time, and knocking the camera all around, trying to get you to not see what we're all seeing at the end of the day. So we just watched you rip off all your customers. And we were right when we did it, when we said it. Now, all that talk you said at the end of the day about how we were wrong, how what we were saying was incorrect, how the product that we had from the customer wasn't really from him, it was considered to be a fake, we made it, all that stuff. What happened to that conversation after that day? Nothing. And we requested for him to put the video, the matchup, the video he has doing the test, on his website. Did he do it? No. This is the actual video, pictures from it. This is how close the match was. This is a Cinemax mix he has right now, claiming to be his high-performance screen paint. This is what it really is. It's network gray. It's a perfect match of network gray 773. The paint in the middle, that's network gray 773. Outside, that's his screen. And mind you, he's not on a, he's on a different type of projector. He's on a P2. It's a quad 4K laser projector, 1.7 billion colors, 2 million to 1 contrast, tried laser 4K projector. That's what he's on. Now, Jamie, if you're sitting there saying today, well, you're wasting time. How am I wasting time? It's wasting time to you when I come out here and show people what you really are. It's me ranting when I'm coming out here showing people what you really are. It's me being triggered with your excuses when I'm showing people what you really are. To you, everybody's triggered. To you, everybody's ranting. To you, everybody's wasting time if they're exposing you. Well, guess what? Baldwin Police, not going to be wasting any time. Code enforcement, not going to be wasting any time. And any of these agencies that tie to anything you got on that table will not be wasting any time when it comes to prosecuting you. And that's not, forget about U.S. immigration enforcement will not be wasting any time. This is your product right here, right? Matching. Perfect. Right? So what happened to all the customers who this stuff matched? Did Jamie go in and refund them? No. Because his policy is if it lands, it's yours. If you open it up, it's yours. No policy, nothing. He give you nothing. Did he continue to sell the paint after finding out that it did match house paint? Yes, he did. Yes, he did. He continued to sell it. We actually have it timed on how long he... Matter of fact, he's still selling it now. He's trying to sell it now. And that Metallica Mix 2.0, nothing more than just house paint. The network gray was able to do the job. Over here, we're able to make it with just black and white paint. We made all his products right from there, UV Mix, Frankenstein, all that stuff. So, Jamie, here we go right here. We got two videos. This one right here, customer bought the personal mix, not from him, but matched house paint. And this right here is the video of the famous network gray 773 matching. You've been ripping off people for years, man. There's the top of your video right there. What's it say? Crows Mix versus Network Gray 773. There you go. And this is when you were talking about the 38 Black Widow doing fake demonstrations against our products. Jamie, whatever's in the dark comes out into the light. If you're out there doing the devil's work, God is not going to allow that to go on the way it's been going on. He's going to allow you to be exposed. And then you want to put the Lord's name into it. Oh, it's I'm blessed. I'm blessed. I'm blessed. Working and sitting and laying with the devil, and then come up and say, I'm blessed, I'm blessed, God bless me. God, you worse than those preachers and those mega churches, not all of them, but some of these mega churches who sit there and rip off their followers and say, oh, I'm blessed. I got this because I'm blessed. I got this because I'm blessed. Ripping people off, and that's what you are. Same thing like Williams. Williams the same way. They got the same kind of, all of them had the same kind of energy. Williams just said, sit there and say, I'm blessed, I'm blessed, I'm blessed. Not even a preacher, none of that whatsoever. Just ripping people off, stealing from them. Most of the people is probably ripping off of senior citizens. Because usually those are the ones that pretty much can't make that fast judgment on basically on what's real and what's not real. People rip them off all the time. My mom used to get constant calls all the time on her landline of people trying to rip her off. So, you know, that's what these guys are. These dirtbags are. Now, he hates this video the most. Why does he hate this video? Because he's in the video, he bears a receipt, shows container. See the color of that screen? That's literally the same color I got under my desk right now. What I got under my desk will do the same thing that will do. That's why he sent it back. Because he knew if he put that against the screen, it would blend in. I'm showing Jamie, we're already past of showing you that you have to contact Nintendo. You're definitely going to do that. But I want to show people the kind of person you are. This is what you are. You're not an innocent person as you claim to be. And again, if you're so innocent, you should have no problem contacting these agencies and explaining them what you did, right? Because here's the kicker, Jamie. If you don't explain it to them, they're going to come see you. Either way, you're going to talk to them. There's no way out of this. There's no, oh, well, this video is going to be on YouTube and no one's going to see it. No one's going to buy. No, these agencies have your information already, and they have all the videos and contents and everything you had on your website and on your YouTube channel. They have everything. Everything. So there's a receipt posted right there. You went and purchased it right there if you haven't seen this video before. And you wonder where this video is at? He deleted it off his account. We caught him removing the video. We got it documented. So for a person at the end of the day, $29. $29 I'm probably trying to sell you for $60. $20.99 with a $1.50 discount. That did the same thing his product does. Here he is right there. There's painted to the surface. See, Jim, you haven't learned nothing yet about being bold. At the end of the day, you're very bold. That's the thing about it. You come out there, the devil got you out there doing all these things. He got you dancing for pennies. Being bold. You sold your soul for a little bit of money. That's what you did, pretty much. Now watch this, watch this. And you're talking about his screen. This is fine. This is a projector that's supposed to have a 2,000,000:1 contrast, edit and pull up jack. The black border around his screen is literally picking up better than his screen. So why in the world are you going to spend $3,300 for a P2 projector that you can't even see black on? Because last I checked, that OLED symbol in the back is black. Now watch this. And from here on in, that nightmare just continues to grow. Here we go. There you go. There you go. Perfect. There you go. So that means that when Mr. Bird told you, this is our title, his customers with house paint. When we told you, when we popped that lid, that it was going to match was a line. When I told you at the end of the day that the item that we got here was from a customer, we didn't make this. And you sat on camera and said that we made it to do this because we're jealous of you. That's what you said, right? That's what you said, right? But right here, you did the demonstration yourself after customers pressuring you to do it, and because your customers were doing it and they were finding that was matching. They were very upset with you. So you did it to calm them. And what happened? This. And you know what happened? Jamie disappeared offline for a while. Oh, I got all kinds of stuff on you, Jamie. I got you changing your accounts multiple times. I got all kinds of stuff on you. Trying to hide. So, do me a favor. You're going to contact Nintendo. That's what you're going to do. And you're going to explain to them that you've been taking their copyrighted trademark material, and you're going to basically tell them that you feel that you have a right to do this. That's what you're going to do. And if you don't, and you think this video right here is just going to go to YouTube, no. Everything we have on your YouTube account involving their stuff or anybody else's stuff has been sent over to their office. People watch me in a live stream, send out a detailed notice with pictures and videos intact with all your information and who you are to 3 different branches of legal. We'll be recapping back to them to explain the other stuff because they did reach out to us asking for more information about this individual, which means they must have sent it up to a higher level of legal. So you contact and tell them. And don't lie. You can't lie about who you are. Speak your full name, everything, because they know who you are. Unbelievable. The professional rip-off artist. That's what been doing this stuff for years, ripping off his customers. Look at this mess. Talking about the snow level. It matched the snow levels perfectly. Mind you, the Network Gray 773 is slightly lighter than his paint, so of course it'll be able to pick up a better image with no problem, better white levels. Look at this. Look how he keeps putting his hand in front of the screen to try to keep you from basically not seeing it. Look at this. Look at the line. Just on camera. Lie. Look at, why is your hand in front of that? It should never be there. Anytime you're showing up a demo, your hand is never supposed to be, you're doing we're near the comparison. Look at this. Look at that. Liar. That's not going to do any good. We can pretty much, we still see the screen from here. Look at this. Look at this. Trying to discourage you from seeing it. It says something about the black levels would never match. Black levels match. Everything match. Even the cardboard box matched. Because people are laughing about that in the video. Like, yeah, where I get that cardboard box from? The cardboard box matched. Now, he advises his customers to go out and spend money for an expensive projector to fix his problem. But guess what? That paint will do the same thing. And this is the same guy you're going to trust to try to sell you a black paint? Yeah, good luck on that. He can't even make that correctly because we gave him permission to make the black paint, and he failed. Twice in a row. Scam artists, professional scam. But those of you who believe in this nonsense, and you want to continue to get ripped off, and you're just going to continue to get ripped off. Well, no, you won't. He won't be around. And he's gone. Jamie's on his way out. He's done. I told you. What did I say? I said you were leaving the United States, didn't I? The Lord heard me say that when I said, Lord, he needs to go. He needs to go. He does not need to be here. And what do we find? We find on your account, when you're over there slamming my paint, I find all this information when I go to your site. And it's literally enough evidence there to ship you out of the country. And it's literally enough fines and penalties there to consider you to be a dangerous person of interest to ICE. And to ship you to maybe one of the worst prisons that they have that you probably will be going to. There's multiple charges on this. Endangered the lives of other people in that apartment. Operating multiple 3D printing machines. Clearly tells you about when you I looked up each one of his machines. I know your machines well. And those machines specify. I read through the section where things you don't do with those machines and where you're operating that thing at, you're not supposed to have them in it. You got them back to back, side to side to side. Looking at and Jamie, I'm very thorough about things. If you noticed the other day, I'm very thorough. I looked up the blueprints on that apartment, exactly where electrical outlets are located in your building. You don't have a lot of outlets. Majority, most apartments don't have a lot of outlets, especially the older ones don't have a lot of outlets. And judging by the date of your building, those outlets aren't exactly the kind of outlets that they have for the new ones. The new apartments have like the breakers on them. They're breaker outlets. Your apartment's a little older, so chances are either you got 2 prongs or 3 prongs. 3 prongs are grounded. 2 prongs are not. 3 prongs came around roughly around the 70s, around that area, roughly in there somewhere. But you probably most likely have between 2 and 3 in that apartment, which is still dangerous. And the amount of outlets you probably have in there and the machinery and equipment you're running there, you don't have a lot of outlets in there, which means you're probably running surge protectors in there, which are not going to do you any good whatsoever. Because still, the wiring you have in there can overload. It can burn. It can catch fire. And if you have electrical fire that triggers off, that's a flame inside of a wall. Kind of hard to find those things when they go off. They can burn the place down in a minute. So you have run the risk of killing your neighbors. And that's how they're going to look at it. You put your neighbors at risk. Not only you can burn the place down or blow it up one way or another because you got enough chemicals in there, at the end of the day, aerosol cans and all that stuff in there, but consider the fact that the fumes that come off that system, and for what I've seen in the pictures, I saw these machines lined up against a window, and the window was shut. The blinds weren't even up. They were down. That's right in that little corner right over there. That's where he's printing at. And he figures next to the corner with the door open, this is going to allow ventilation. There's not enough ventilation for those machines. It's not. You have to be in a garage unit where you have a door wide open and you got airflow pushing back and forth. It helps if you have a garage with a door on the other end because you need air to transfer in and out to keep it cool. Much like a PC. You know, because you have to have air to go in and air to go back out. You can't just have air going in and not going back out. That means the heat's still in there. You're just basically pushing cold air in and it's turning into hot air. It has to go out somewhere. And you have no way for the air to go in and out. And you can sit there and say, well, I got a window open. It doesn't work that way. You have to be to channel air from here to here. That's how it has to be done. So if you look in some of these places, my buddy's shopping today, he has an industrial fan that leads outside. It's a vent system that opens up and it pushes air out this way. And there's filters, all kinds of stuff on there. So anything coming out of there is basically caught on those filters. Because he had to go through all this stuff. I seen the paperwork he had to go through to run this place. It is insane what he had to go through. But still, he got it. And he looked over your setup and he started laughing like this guy's going to kill somebody. That's his words. Jim, when you go to court, if you go to court, they'll bring in an expert, like somebody like him, that'll explain the situation and how dangerous it was and what could have happened in that environment. You could have literally killed somebody if you didn't already give somebody lung damage, including yourself and your family, or maybe those pets you have in there. So when code enforcement get there, what they're going to do is they're going to go in and they're going to look through his whole place. They're going to basically find him for the machines. They got to remove all that out of there. They're going to basically have to close down the apartment. It has to be shut down. It has to put a notice up there because the apartment has to be clean or hazmat clean, whatever. How much of that residue has to be in everything? It's probably embedded in everything in there. It's like trying to clean asbestos out of a building. So it's going to be like that. Then they got to contact the other people that in the apartments close to him to let them know what's going on in there. And they may have to leave their unit also too, because their unit may have to be clean. You caused all that problem because you want to make a little money in that apartment. Caused all that problem because you want to cheat and rob and steal from people at the end of the day. We got to post the pictures and put them up on here too. Got your whatchamacallums. Here it is right there. Just stealing from companies. So I got some business to take care of. I got to be outside. I got demonstrations to do because I got to work. Got things to do on my new technology. And I thought I'd come in here and share this with everybody. But not only that, give you the opportunity to contact these companies. Like I said, you said I'm a racist, I'm all these things, and you're an innocent person, you didn't do anything wrong, poor Jamie this, poor Jamie that. Well, Jamie, this is what you're going to do. You're going to contact those companies. I'm going to give you each one. I contacted them, I found them at the end of the day, I got their legal number, send it over to you. You can contact them. Until they reach you, you're going to, it should be soon, but until then, I'm going to give you a list of companies I want you to call, and we all want to hear it live. I want you to explain to them and show them you got your pictures already, what you did. And you should have no problem, right? You didn't do anything wrong, right? You're an innocent person, right? You're being singled out for no reason whatsoever, so you should have no problem. Let me tell you something. If an officer comes over to a car and says he wants to search a car, anybody got anything on him? A person got nothing on him will walk out of the car, like, here you go, check me. Go ahead, my jacket, on my boots, you know what I mean? Oh, hey, wait, you forgot this pocket, a small pocket right here. They will show they got nothing on them. They don't care. Because they got nothing on them. They ain't do anything wrong. What am I running for? I ain't getting out of the car and running. I ain't do nothing wrong. I sit right here. They can check me all they want. I ain't got nothing on me. But a person who has something on them, that's a person you're going to see him running halfway across the field at 100 miles an hour. Like, where the frick is Jeff going? Oh, shoot. Jeff got something on him. There you go. So you should have no problem contacting them at the end of the day. So go ahead and contact them. Call them up. And I can't wait to hear it. We all can't wait to hear it. And he's going to do it live. He's going to do it live so we can all hear that conversation. Go ahead. Can't wait. There's your number right there. And for anybody else who wants to man up and step up to the plate, because again, we're the only ones who made the call, and that's sad. That's really sad. And feel free to contact them and let them know exactly what's going on in the apartment, because they should know that it's their merchandise. It belongs to them. You know, I'm a Sega fan, but I still like Nintendo. I like Mario Brothers and all that stuff. They put out a lot of good games at the end of the day. Actually, matter of fact, I'm about to go pick me a Nintendo Switch. I want to go pick one up. The Nintendo Switch 2, I want to get one at the end of the day. And the fact that, you know, a lot of people grew up on Nintendo. You know what I mean? Nintendo got a lot of people through a lot of hard times at the end of the day. You know, days where you're just stressed out from your job or stressed out from school, whatever it may be. You can pop on that system and forget about all your problems and just do a little racing online, the laughing, the joking, all the good memories you have. And you got somebody ripping them off. There you go. Nintendo Corp of America. Just ripping them off. Yep. Think about that at the end of the day. You're going to stand up, do what you got to do at the end of the day, or you're going to sit back and let people continue to rip off America. All right, with that being said, I got to go.